I think that there are people who have gifts and talents who should be helping someone else fulfill their destiny as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, because their skill set is that. But people go into business for the wrong reason. A lot of people do it because they want to be rich. A lot of people do it because they want the attention, which I think the attention is the absolute one of the worst reasons to start a business.
What's up, fashion pioneers? I am Bree Nakia, and today is an amazing day to boss up.
You feel me?
So today, y'all, have a very special guest, Mr. Ali himself, Godnii.
You did?
You did?
Yeah.
Not for the longest. For the longest. You know how I thought it was pronounced? Godnii.
Godnii, yeah. That's the number one drive pick.
And then
that's the number one drive pick.
When you posted that video yesterday and said it, I said, "Oh wow."
Oh, so it was perfect timing.
Yes, literally perfect timing. I'm like, I've been pronouncing this wrong the entire time. And then when I heard it, I said, now this makes much more sense.
Yeah,
and it all came to
God in your eyes, yes, you know what I'm saying?
It all came full circle once I heard how it was actually pronounced. Yeah. It's very clever of you.
I can't take the credit though.
I mean, yeah, you know, of course not.
Once we get into it, I'll explain a little bit.
Okay, so I got a little bit of what inspired Godnii, but I want you to elaborate on what inspired your brand.
Yeah, well, I want to know what you think is like how you.
Well,
like it's good for me to know how other people are perceiving it. Mm-hmm. I had a guy yesterday tell me my website was trash, basically. Oh, like it was hard to navigate.
Oh, okay.
Which I kind of know. I know all the problems my business has.
Well, at least
you know all the things I can improve on. I would say.
Yeah. At least you're aware of it.
Yeah, a lot of people give me unsolicited advice all the time, which I appreciate. It just be unsolicited.
And that's so funny because I say that all the time. People always come in with their unsolicited advice.
And I try not to do it as much. I try to be more suggestive because I don't like when people do it to me for real.
Yeah.
But I always want to know how other people are perceiving my brand. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So what is your take on it?
Just from what I gathered, God gave you a vision and you're executing it. That's just how I took it, and that's okay. You're doing God's work.
Okay.
Just it's real.
That's a good take on it. You know what I'm saying? That's dope.
So now the floor is yours. Let us know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give you the short version. Okay. So Godnii is a fashion brand, of course. Mm-hmm. Overall, I mean, Godnii has so many meanings because, man, but it's really been a revelation of my life, my walk with God. But it means to see God in you. It's all about sight, all about seeing how God sees. See yourself how God sees you. And of course, in order to see, you need eyes, right? So God in eye is God in your vision. But Godnii also means God and I inside of you. Mm-hmm. It also is God and I. So it's saying three different things at the same time.
Look at you.
But the crazy thing is, like, God gave me the name. So that's why I don't take credit for it, because it's like, I wish I was that clever. You know what I'm saying? To come up with something like that. But
yeah, God knew that you were the one that needed to execute that.
Some kind of way. Some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
God knew.
Sometimes I scratch my own head, like, you sure? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Positive. It's all you. Yeah. It's all them, but it's all you. You know,
God is great.
All the time. I definitely agree. You know, God is amazing. Very amazing. So, I was looking and I seen a post that you made about you began to handcraft. So I reckon what I gathered from that was that you used to have like maybe manufacturers or whatever, and then you decided to handcraft. What made you start handcrafting every piece of glasses yourself?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy too. So I originally got the idea when I was 16. I was a teenager, and in the dream, I was told why I was created. So somebody in the dream literally sat me down and told me why God created me, word for word, which is crazy. It's still one of the craziest dreams I ever had in my life. And they told me I was created to invent. And I had two dreams that were interconnected. So I thought I woke up, but I was in another dream. And I started to dream about the kingdom of God. And I had heard that term, but I didn't really know much about what that really meant. But so anyway, I woke up from this dream and I started to get all these ideas of things to invent, basically. And so the glasses was like the first idea I got. And they're like these technology glasses. So this is like, I'm 31 now. I was 16 back then, so this was 15 years ago. Before tech glasses were really, really being talked about. And so I wrote down the idea that God gave me and I put it in the envelope, mailed it back to myself, and I kind of sat on it until I was 21. And that's when I started actively pursuing working on this company. And that's a whole nother story too. But long story short, my first idea was like, start the company, find manufacturing, et cetera, et cetera. And going into technology, I knew nothing about this. So I'm like, this is 10 years ago. I'm 21 years old. Nothing about technology. I see people do these things and talk about it like it's so easy. Start a tech company, go get investors, raise $50 million. It's not like that. Not saying that you can't go do it, but it's not like that.
Right.
So I said, okay, what I saw was a lot of companies like Google who did start getting into that tech eyewear space. The glasses never looked nice. They always looked crazy, like you were on like some sci-fi movie or TV show.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, I wanted to brand myself as a fashion company and then add the technology into the glasses later. So that's basically what I'm doing. So this brand is really a fashion tech company.
Okay.
Which most people don't know yet. I guess they will now after the
Yeah.
interview. But it's a fashion tech company, and I said, okay, I'm gonna start with the simple frames and then work my way into the technology. Build my brand first, and the things I wanted to do. Long story short, they kept telling me what I couldn't do. And if I wanted to do X, Y, and Z, I had to have this much money, which I just had a regular 9 to 5 at the time. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna teach myself how to make the glasses. So I started learning how to do woodworking. I started watching YouTube videos on like how to make anything out of wood, like kitchen cabinets. I feel like wood was easily accessible. I didn't even know what this material was when I first started out, and so I would go to Home Depot and draw glasses shapes and cut them out. That's what I started. That's how I literally started doing it. And then over time, I started actually creating a craft and figuring out how the inner workings work.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
So it really
really
was just
cool.
determination that, and I got tired of hearing people tell me no, I couldn't do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm gonna just do it myself then. I don't need y'all.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
And that's as you should stand on that business.
Yeah, literally,
Stand on business because you creating some real fire glasses. Nah,
Thank you.
I can't even be fake. Like when I get right, I'm coming.
We're gonna get you together.
We coming.
We're gonna get you together.
Cause these are prescriptions. So I wear glasses every day.
Of course.
Right up my alley.
Yeah. Okay.
Right up my alley. So when I first started, because I want to start a clothing brand, and when I first was venturing off into that, I was like, oh, I really like sunglasses. I'm just gonna do sunglasses. So when I came across you and seeing what you were doing, I'm like, this is so freaking cool. Like this is so cool. Yeah. So
okay.
You inspired me a little bit. Like, oh, let's go. So how like with the process of making the glasses, like could you break down how that works a little bit?
As far as so kind of like what goes into it. So I wish I'd have brought more. As I was on my way here, I should have did this and that. But this material starts out as a flat sheet, and it starts out 2-dimensional. So I literally design a shape, and I will glue the shape down on the material and cut it out. Okay. When I do bigger collections, I use a machine to cut out my shapes, and then everything else is handcrafted, hand done from start to finish. Okay. But with the issues I went through last week, I didn't have that capability to do that. So I ended up going back to my old methods and just completely made them from start to finish by hand. So yeah, all the sanding, all the shaping, the polishing is completely done by hand. So it's about 80 to 100 hours goes into one pair of frames.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. That is like a lot of time
because it's like with the sanding, like there's 2 levels of sanding, and then there's 3 levels of polishing.
Okay.
And a lot of the time, the glasses are going through a tumbling process where they're just spinning with rocks. They spin with wood chips. They go through a crazy little process.
It sounds like it. It
Yeah,
sounds like it. I'm
yeah,
gonna have to
yeah.
try. I gotta see this process up close
Yeah.
and
When
personal.
the store opens, you'll be able to see the production. So we actually
Oh,
opening
that's
our
cool.
store in our production facility.
Okay, look at you now. Look, I'm gonna have to come pop out. I'm trying
Of
to see
course,
some things.
it'll be dope. Yeah,
It'd definitely be dope. I'm
for
trying to
sure.
see some things. I'm trying to learn. This year is my year of being. Every year is a year of being a sponge, but like this year, for
Yeah.
real, I'm being a sponge. I'm trying to
I
learn
dig it.
all I can learn from all walks of people.
For sure.
Show me everything.
For sure.
Hey, I'm trying to learn.
I dig it.
Say, do you have a favorite pair of frames that you've created so far?
Yeah, I do. My favorite one is really the ones that sell the best. Like, you feel me? And that would be the ones I'm wearing. So this is like my number one seller. This is really the small version. I guess I won't just pull these out while I'm on camera and just go ahead and put the other ones on. But my number one seller, actually, you can put these on while Okay, if you're not gonna be blind, you're gonna probably be blind.
It's okay. I'll be blind all the time.
Okay, cool. So you can put them on while we on there.
Y'all see me?
You fly. I wish you could see yourself, but
Yeah, I'm gonna look. These real. I really like these lenses.
Yeah. So this is the bigger version of those.
Okay.
This is my number one seller. This is the one that got me in the game for real. Like,
These are really,
I started
really
wearing
nice.
these first before anything else, and yeah, this has helped me grow a lot. This particular style, so I can never forget it. I probably never stop carrying it. I've created 5 different variations of that frame. Now, other than that being my best seller, my favorite frame to wear.
Oh, those are sharp.
This one, yeah. So this one here, this is my money frame. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, and you could really play this fit off of those.
Okay, I was wondering
because you got that blue
in
that shoe.
Okay, I was gonna wear these in, but I didn't know.
Yeah, you could play that. You could play that fit off of them.
Okay.
Get it a little the yellow and the blue.
Yeah, and the blue make you feel real mellow. You know what I mean?
That's real. Look at
you. Yeah,
you doing now. You doing your big one now. I'm gonna have to copy
So
pair of these.
this is my favorite style. I feel like my most confident when I'm wearing my frames or wearing these. Of course, different colors. I'm actually about to maybe some black ones.
Yeah. So I can't even stop these. Like, they just feel different. Like, these just feel different.
Yeah,
you can just feel the quality.
Of course.
And I really love the engraving that made in Detroit. Like,
yeah, I had to. My new stamp is on the way for the 2024. You might as well go ahead and put the big faces on too.
Oh no, these eat.
You see the color is it's more chill. Like, this is definitely vibrant.
Yeah, that's really vibrant.
But those
this is
you
more,
feel like
these
that
eat,
color through.
And I ain't even seen them, and I know these eating the girls down. Like,
you feel me? Yeah.
You doing your biggest one now. You
know what I'm saying?
You doing your biggest one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just anyways. Okay, so what are some things that you want people to take away from your brand?
Oh, from my brand.
Yeah.
The number one thing, like, whether a person buy anything from me or not, I want people to encounter my brand and get on a journey, if they're not already on one, of discovering how God views them. Mm-hmm. And if you do believe in God, or you do walk with God, it's still the same thing. So, like, with myself, when I discovered who God was, I was 13 years old, and I had an encounter with God that I won't go into all the details about. I don't know how long the episodes is. But I had an encounter with God. Mm-hmm. I didn't believe in God. And I had an encounter with God that was supernatural, that showed me that God was real. Mm-hmm. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I had no option to doubt God in this moment. And then for like the next 6 to 8 months, it was just, I had, supernatural dreams and visions. And my life had completely changed. Everything about my life changed. Mm-hmm. And I just got on this crazy journey of pursuing God, to know who God was. And I really felt like, why didn't anybody ever really tell me God was real? Yeah. And people had talked about him around me. I knew my grandma went to church, and all those things, but it was more like the way I had encountered God. Nobody ever talked about that. Mm-hmm. That God actually comes into this world, into your world.
Yeah.
And so I ended up going through this period of my life where everything was about right and wrong, heaven and hell, being good and being bad. And that really kind of messed up. I don't want to say messed up, but it kind of blurred my vision, I guess you can say. I started looking at God as the one who's waiting for me to do wrong all the time. Mm-hmm. And I never felt good enough. As much as I felt like I loved God and, I had this encounter with God where I felt like I was awakened, I feel like I was never going to get to a point where I was really accepted by God. Yeah. And I came to find out, through reading God's word that that's condemnation. That this is how a lot of people feel like that they're pleasing God by condemning people and judging people instead of telling people the things that actually set them free.
Right.
And the number one thing is how does God view me? Everybody want to know how they view, whether from people, their parents, their friends. It's very important to know how you're perceived. And the highest form of living, in my opinion, is when you know how God sees you and you receive that. And then it causes you to be able to love other people,
yeah,
and treat them good too, because you know how you love,
right?
So I would say that's the biggest thing. So again, for unbeliever to get on that journey, for a believer to know and discover how much you actually love, because a lot of people that believe in God, but they're miserable.
Yeah.
And you can tell by how they treat other people.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say those are my takeaways.
Yeah. So that was like one of my things I wanted to ask you, and just to like get your thoughts on it. Mm-hmm. How do you think collectively as a whole we could spread love towards one another? Do you think that we have to find that relationship within God first to be able to, or within ourselves to be able to spread that love?
Well, I would say in two parts. So number one, I think it all comes down to perception. Because there are people who don't believe in God who I feel like they have a better perception of love than a lot of people, mm-hmm. which is kind of weird to say. When I came to know God and I began to be around a lot of Christians, they kind of made me think that they were the only ones who understood God. And then I started finding out there's people who understand God better than people who claim to be Christians,
right?
Who don't go to church, who don't do any of those things. And Christians don't have this hold on God to where God can't talk to nobody else other than Christians. Mm-hmm. They think they do. So I think it comes down to perspective, how people view life, so a person may not necessarily know who Jesus is or reverence God as Yahweh, but they know that there's a God and they have a reverence towards this God that they don't know. Mm-hmm. And they treat people a certain way. But also, I think the purest form of love is when you know how much you're loved. So our relationship with God, what I did find out is that the relationship we have with God has already been started. We didn't initiate the relationship.
Right.
And the word tells us that we only can love him because he first loved us. Right. So God initiated everything. And when I started looking at things that way, I stopped being so hard on myself, because I realized that every prayer I have towards God, he wants me to have what I'm praying for more than I want to have it. He wants me to be loved more than I want to be loved. Mm-hmm. And so it causes you to come into this place with God where you really rest in who God is. And the word tells us to love our neighbor as we love ourselves.
Right.
But then it also says to love others as I have loved you. So that's the first part, and people don't talk about it enough. That I only can love you to the extent that I think I'm loved.
Right.
So if I'm not yielded to love, how can I truly love you? Mm. So I feel like our journey should really be spent yielding ourselves to who God is, so we can become the containers of God, which is really what Godnii means.
Right.
And then we can in turn give that to other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just beautifully said. Beautifully says, for real. You broke that down. That's it. That's all now. Okay, so let's see. What are some of the biggest challenges you faced when first starting Godnii?
Man, some of the biggest challenges I faced was confidence. A lot of things I went through in my childhood came out when I started doing this. Um, Starting a business, being an entrepreneur, like it tests everything that you are,
I
everything
agree.
that you think you are. It tests you. You might think you something, you think you had something, and then you find out you don't. So I would say that was a huge thing. I had to start. I went on like literally a 10-year journey of discovering who I really was from 21 to now to 31. And a lot of things I wanted to do, I could not do them because I wasn't the person that could sustain what I was trying to build.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I could go out and just do something and think and magic would happen. And it's really about who you become, who
Yeah.
you are. And so I would say becoming the person I needed to be to do what I needed to do to have what I want to have. And I learned that from Myron Golden. I never heard it that way before, but that if you want something, then you have to do something. In order to do it properly, you got to become something. So I look at
Right.
everything in my life that way now. And other than that, I would say I waited too long to ask for help. Again, this is just it's really pride when you look back at it, but um, being ashamed to ask for help, being not wanting somebody to think that I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When the whole time is like from 16 years old, had I really, I went to college in 11th grade. Had I really spent time expressing what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be, I could have got the help.
Yeah.
But I thought I had it all figured out. Even when I got older and started the business, I should have been way more serious about getting a mentor. Um, finding successful people to be around
Mm-hmm.
and just learning. You know what I'm saying? And I learned a lot of things. I learned way too much the hard way, way too much. Being an entrepreneur is over glamorized.
I agree.
Everybody wants to do it. Everybody want to start one. I don't think half people who start a business should be starting one.
I agree.
Which is why most businesses close.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there are people who have gifts and talents who should be helping someone else fulfill their destiny as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, because their skill set is that. But people go into business for the wrong reason. A lot of people do it because they want to be rich. A lot of people do it because they want the attention, which I think the attention is the absolute one of the worst reasons to start a business. A lot of people have low self esteem and they start a business so they can be front and center, just to find out that it's not pretty.
Yeah.
Because people critique everything you do, everything you are.
Right.
And I think that's why people go into these, go into a lot of depression with it. So I would say that those are the hardest things. You need mentorship. Once you do that, you need a real plan, a real vision. And it was difficult hearing people tell me my idea was trash. Like it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
I've heard that from a lot of people, successful people too. And so I use those things, to make myself better.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what y'all gotta know, it's gonna get done.
Yeah,
It's gonna get done. But yes, I do agree that entrepreneurship is over glamorized.
it definitely
It's
is.
not for the weak. Oh
Yeah,
no.
it
It's
definitely
gonna
is.
test you and it's gonna test you hard.
Yeah,
You have to really be cut out for this. And everybody is not meant to, but I think that social media has played a huge part in that as well. Because everybody sees
social
this
media, man.
lifestyle. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
we see the lifestyle, but you don't even see what goes into everything that they're
Mm-hmm.
doing. Like it's a lot more to it than what y'all think that it
For sure.
is. Like
100%.
100%. It's a lot of learning, a lot of trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I definitely do think the asking for help has been one of my that's a
Yeah.
downfall for me as well. It's just
Yeah.
like ask for help.
It's needed, and then now nobody has an excuse anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think, it was 13 years ago when I turned 18, which is crazy. Crazy. I hate thinking about it. But things were a little bit different 13 years ago than they are now. Like even phones, like my first phone was a BlackBerry, and when I got my phone, I had to get a job. My mom
Mm-hmm.
refused to buy me one. Had to get a job, had to work, then I bought my phone. I think everybody who want to be an entrepreneur need to go work for somebody, and when you work for that person, you need to learn what it takes to run their business, and then get promoted, get good enough to get promoted. And if you can't, don't start a business.
Yeah.
If you can't get promoted and get in a leadership role and then run a team where other people got to listen to you and you have to also listen to somebody else, then I think you shouldn't start one. I think also when it works for you to start a business is if you don't like listening to people, because you always got somebody to listen to, and then how you assess somebody else to, to follow you if you can't listen to somebody,
right?
I hear people say that, and I just shaking my head like, how can you say that?
You gotta have that duality of being a teacher and a student. It just don't go away. You're not gonna always be the teacher. You have to learn how to be a student as well. You can't think you know everything, because you don't. There's always somebody that knows more than what you know.
100%.
100%. Your girl can't see.
I was wondering if you could see over there.
It sure can't, but I'm styling and profiling, so it don't even matter. But I do this all the time, because none of my sunglasses that I have are prescription, which I really need to go get them.
I got you.
Put prescriptions in them so I can see, because I be blind. Whenever I got some sunglasses on, I'm gonna be blind, and don't let them be dark. Oh, it's over with.
You don't care.
I don't care. I don't care. It's over with. I like sunglasses. I just think that they're the best accessory ever.
Well, now you know me, so we're gonna get you right.
Okay.
You get all your sunglasses with the prescriptions in them. You know what I mean?
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
We finna get right. And it's about to be the summertime. I'm getting right this summer. Y'all have to. What y'all gotta know is y'all gonna see my God and I while I'm outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so moving forward, is there something new that you want to implement into your glasses? Like I don't even know what I have in my head that I can get out. Like whether it be, I know you said something about you have something different for the engraving for.
Yeah, so I mean, going forward into the future, I haven't really shared this idea publicly. The technologies that are going to my glasses, but you will be able to operate the glasses from your phone with different capabilities. So one of them will be like finding your glasses when you lose them.
Hold on now.
Yeah, so that's going to be something that is going to come for sure.
When I say I misplaced my glasses,
everybody does
much.
Yeah,
I'm like, I can't even find my glasses without having my glasses on. So how am I gonna find my glasses? I can't see.
Yeah, so you'll be able to find your glasses from your phone, from your computer. You know what I mean?
You speaking to me right now.
So that's just one of the few things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see the fusion of the fashion and the technology. I really like that, even with like you saying this, and then even with Dre fusing engineering and fashion. Like, I love that y'all are taking things that you wouldn't normally see. Wouldn't normally see.
Shout out to Dre, man.
Fusing them together. Like, y'all are so innovative, and I really love this.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a huge inspiration even to what I do. To me he's really like a marketing genius.
He is.
Yeah,
definitely.
He's definitely a genius.
Definitely. I have to agree.
He's dope.
What impact do you want to have on your community? How can we rebuild up our city, man? What we got in the works for that?
Man, that's a loaded question. I mean, number one, I want people to see themselves how God sees them, and see other people how God sees them. That's probably the number one thing I want. I feel like, there's so many layers and dimensions to life, but love is the core of it, and everything moves around people. Like, everything we do moves around people. We go get gas, somebody has to put the gas in the ground. You go get food, somebody has to. Everything revolves around what other people are doing. So, I think that's huge. And me personally, my community, I want to, through my business, I want to create at least, if I can create through my business like 10 millionaires, that'll be dope.
That would be dope.
That's my first number. So 10 millionaires. Man, I want to, especially around where I do my production, I want to see that area flourish. I want to create jobs, of course, not just for adults, but also for young adults. I really want to have a big focus on students who are even in high school, and allowing them opportunities to come and understand how businesses run. Offering those internships, offering summer jobs, just helping them all around with life skills. I feel like people focus so much on like getting a job and not on life. Even focus on college, they don't focus on life skills.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of person do you need to be to go through 4 years of accumulating debt And what's that gonna be like on your mental when you get out?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, they don't say it like that, but that's what it is.
But that's
You know what I mean? But yeah, honestly, any way I can help, I want to help my community. Whether that's with housing, whether that's with food, whether that's with education, anywhere my business can fit, or even support another organization that serves the community, I want to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all for the community work, so maybe I could throw some ideas your way and we can talk about some stuff, because Detroit, I love Detroit real bad, and I just want to see it flourish. Even outside of Detroit too, even like other states, like all around, just building our communities back up instead of tearing them down.
Word.
Because I thrive on love now. I love love real bad.
Yeah.
I really just like I said, while looking at your page and just some of the stuff you post, I'd be like, he is hitting it right on the nose for me. Because I feel like you be understanding what be in my head without you knowing that you be understanding what be in my head. Like,
that's what's up. I really don't talk on there as much as I probably should. And the reason is because I don't want to be seen as a TikTok preacher or Instagram preacher. That's like so many people do it and they say so much of the wrong stuff because they really are doing it out of the motive to be seen. And I never want to do that, so I don't talk on there as much. I try to speak through my art.
Through your art, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, we receiving a message, regardless to anything.
That's good to hear.
The message is being received. I see you. I know other people. If I'm seeing you, other people seeing you and hearing you.
Okay.
So you doing what you need to do out here now. I told you doing God's work now. You doing that.
I honestly, I'm really happy to hear that.
So what does fashion mean to you?
Fashion, man, to me personally, some people will be like, fashion is confidence, how you feel confident. I definitely think that. Even though I think it's kind of a cliche thing to say. I feel like fashion is how you feel personally. If I put this fit on, I knew I was fly. Like you really couldn't tell me nothing when I put this fit on. And there's some days when I don't put on the fit that I like and I don't feel the same. I still know who I am. I still can wear whatever I want. I know who I am, but when I put on the right fit that I'm confident in, it definitely makes me feel more confident. It makes me feel like what we doing, like what we going, what we doing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I printed this t-shirt up today just so I can make sure it matches the fit.
Look at you.
I put the brown letters on the back too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I really like that tee. It's real crispy, real clean.
That's how I roll. And that's why I feel so good in it, and I had to get the brown hat. So I'm not from New York, but I love New York. You know what I'm saying?
New Yorkers have some really pretty cool style going on out there.
A lot of people think I'm from New York, but based on how I dress.
I could see.
I was like,
I really like that you decided to fold that little pant leg up like that. Now that right there,
I really enjoy flooding pants.
I feel like when it's done right, it eats. It just has to be done right.
I like my pants to be like that. And honestly, I'm kind of mad because I got a crazy sock collection. That's one of my things. A lot of people don't know about me. And I got socks that went so. I really want to go home and change my socks. That's how deep it is to me. That's how like dumb details to me matter a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not far from home, so maybe I will go home and change my socks for the rest of the day.
I think the black socks, you kind of playing it crazy with the black socks too. But if you got a pair of socks,
I got a pair of socks that go so crazy, like.
Because even off these black, I'm like, okay, I'm really like, when I seen you walking up, I said, oh, that's the vibe for the day. That's the vibe for the day.
I had to come correct to be on the podcast. You feel me?
Oh, I'm glad. I usually throw a little dress to impress at the bottom. I ain't even have to tell you. You came exactly how you needed to.
We got it done.
Exactly how you needed to. Look, we getting that fit check right after this.
For sure. I look forward to it.
I look forward to it too,
and then I'm gonna send you a video of the socks I should have wore, in case you want to add that as a blooper at the end. No, for real, cause I got this. I'm telling you, because today ain't gonna believe me. Like, I was gonna really have some fly socks. So, you feel me? And I should get sponsored by a sock company.
You should.
So it's a sock company called Stance, STANCE. I shouldn't even told y'all the sauce. But I like buying expensive socks. I'm like $15 a pair. And I feel real bougie when I put them on. Like, man, I got something that Richer Poorer also. I don't like the name, but Richer Poorer is a good sock too. I got socks from 7-8 years ago that feel new still.
Oh, that's some good socks.
That's why I pay $15-20 for a pair of socks.
Look, now you got me like, dang, I need to step my sock
Yeah,
game up. I got my little ankle boys.
I love socks, man. Like
these little, I don't even be thinking about the socks.
Mm-hmm.
But to think about the socks, you in there.
Yeah, I think about it. Because I'm going to flood. I'm going to flood. So I might as well think about the
socks. You gotta think, yeah. At that point, you definitely
That's probably why I like the flood. Because I like socks.
You like socks. Yeah. It just all makes sense. It comes together very well. It's like a real subtle.
You know what I mean?
Real subtle. Like, I did this on purpose.
Yeah, I want you to see them.
I want you to see them.
You know what I mean?
You gotta know my socks is coming matching fit.
You did?
So, yeah, I'm excited to see these socks. They go with this fit. I'm excited to see these socks that go with this fit. Is there anything that I didn't cover that you want to like speak on? Because sometimes I know I don't be. There might be some points that you want to talk about.
So I will say where you all can follow us is Godnii on Instagram, GODNII. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
That's also the website, godnii.com. Our store opens up March 2nd. That's the grand opening celebration. That's an event. It's a ticketed event. But so I guess the store actually opens the following week.
Okay.
And the shop will be appointment only. We'll be open Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
Yep.
So y'all make sure y'all tap in when the store open and get y'all some frames. Because y'all know y'all need some.
Yeah, a lot of people need them.
Yeah. Don't play with it.
You know what I mean?
Y'all know y'all need some, so y'all better go get y'all some. Do you ever want to be like sold in stores or anything?
So this is my first shop. Well, I might have had a shop in 2020. It was a pop-up shop, but it's my first actual official shop. We'll have at least 3 to 5 stores, maybe in the world, but I think 2 to 3 here, and then I want some overseas as well.
Okay.
But as far as being sold other places, yes, I'm open to that.
Okay.
I want to work with special places. My product isn't mass produced. I never wanted to be mass produced. I'm gonna get it to the point where everything will be serialized.
Okay.
But yeah, sold in special places because I feel like, we're all special. So if you find my glasses, like, I'm not gonna name names, but if you find my glasses everywhere, I feel like I'm not doing my job.
Okay.
I feel like my glasses should be in places where you gotta go find them. So that specialty shop in Atlanta, that specialty shop in New York, I want them to be in those places. These independent, eyewear boutiques or independent, stores that sell independent brands. I would like one, big deal from like a Nordstrom or like a Saks Fifth Avenue, something like that, Neiman Marcus. But even with those stores, I will only sell specific products in those stores to make sure we keep it special when you come to our shop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, we're gonna get all those coming soon. Y'all gonna see it.
You know what I mean?
And when they do come, we're gonna reference back to this because we talked about it. We stamped it. What's today? February 4th, 2024.
Yeah.
We stamped it today.
Word.
We put that out there. It's happening. It's coming.
Yeah.
So y'all make sure y'all go follow. Make sure y'all tap in and get y'all these frames. I'm not playing.
Yes, indeed.
I'm not playing. These are gonna be the best.
My artist page is Mr. Godnii.
Okay. Yeah. Make sure y'all go follow
that's
him
where
as well.
That's where you see me be a little more, relaxed, and you see more of my behind the scenes.
You get a little more of who he is, just a little bit, just a little taste.
It's a little bit,
because
I don't even do too much on that.
But, that's cool. You ain't got to always. We see the work. The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
So that's all we need for real. Proof is in the pudding.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. We stand on business all 2024 and beyond.
So
all right, y'all. Peace.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem.
I wanted to say that at the end.
You know
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. My bad.
I think I've been on one podcast in my life. This is my second one. Yeah.
Well, we're going to get you on some more. You open to doing more, I'm sure. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see. I want to do some. I like interviews, man. At first, I was like, I'd never do that. But now I'm like,
Why would you never do it, though?
I really don't like being, like, front and center.
I got you.
I'm goofy and I'm loud. My voice deep, so I can't hide nowhere when I go in. But I really like to be chill and, like, more in the background. So, like, being up, talking. I don't really like doing it, but it's kind of like my calling. So
Yeah, I was about to say no. I think that it comes with the territory just a little bit.
It
So
does.
I'm glad that you are opening yourself up to it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because it comes with, like I said, it comes with territory naturally. But you have things, just sitting here talking to you now, and there's things that people need to hear. And it can only be perceived in a way from certain kind of people. So
that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, thank you again for having me.
Of course, always. You know.
I'm glad I got to make history with you, herstory with you. You know what I'm saying?
And it's Black History Month.
Black History Month. Hey, that's actually crazy. This gonna be historic though. This moment, like,
yeah, I agree.
Even like 5 years from now, this gonna be crazy. Like, sit back and watch this. We both gonna be so much further than we are.
Exactly, and it's just gonna be like, look at us.
Yeah,
it all started with the podcast interview. For sure. So yeah, look, I thought I was about to end it off. Now we're gonna end it for real this time. We'll catch y'all next time, y'all. Peace.